All right, this video is for a team member at NBN. And who could this really help? Well, pretty much only really new players that maybe have played for a while and didn't go to the next level, or maybe downloaded a shooter game and thought, I'm just going to kind of use this for world chat and hang out and be social. This video is for when you want to learn more mechanics and move on. And specifically, I'll touch on some of the questions that one of the team members had. So we're going to start with why our hive is set up the way it's set up. It's set up in reverse because we're a non-nap server. We're Bob. So if you look in the center here, okay, you have like our most powerful keeps, like the people that rally other people. Okay, so you have like Pi, Doji, Lilith, Mr. Moorcock, people that need to like rain fast, rally fast, and join a rally to attack. Okay, everything else is set up next to like Dawn. When I was over here, I would be parked to probably where Silver Rain is, because we're actually rallying monsters, okay? And we want to be as close to the middle as we can so that everybody on the outside that's slow or has a slower march has a chance to equally get in. And as I can see, you guys really didn't listen. So you've got like, keeps way out here. And the problem we're having in a Bob server is that when you pull a search card or a monster, it shows up on iScout and the opposing team gets it within 15 to 30 seconds. They launch on it. So while we're waiting for these slow people way out here to join, let's say that I was parked out here as a rally setter, and this guy here isn't very fast to join, right? He's way over here, this guy way over here. By the time he marches all the way across the map, I've already launched. They miss everything. They just get their stam eaten up. So what we tried to do was optimize the hive for attacking and for rallying and going fast. All these empty spaces in here, you guys need to tighten this up, dude. Like Luigi, you're 35 and you're marching all the way across to Dawn and you're super slow, right? Like there's space that needs to be tightened up. This isn't quite right. But anyway, tighten it up. All right, next. You're in the rally. You're not a rally setter, so you're going to set your marches up differently for joining. Okay, we'll go over some of the generals and the gear, why it's the way that it is and how it benefits you. But before we do that, let's just talk about the first thing we talked about, which was our rally setters for rallying and trying to hit other people that drop bubble real quick are in the middle. Let's say when you guys drops bubble, you guys really need to not be trying to figure out, oh, what should I send? What should I do? That should already be talked about. And on your button of pre-march settings, you should have one that's dedicated to raining. Okay, you need to talk to Pi or Doji, or one of the people that, controls that right now of what's the best thing for you to send. And I'll go over like some best practices, but it just is beneficial if all of a sudden right now, let's say John dropped bubble or Pi was asleep and dropped bubble and you guys want to help. You shouldn't be fumbling around and being like, oh, what should I send? Like mostly layers if you don't know. And then don't send an attacking general because you're not attacking anymore. You're being attacked. You want to send a rain general. So like a sub-city general for debuffs or a wall general. Or just a straight plane just when leading the army. Okay, that's going to be beneficial to you. So let's take a pop inside and take a look at some of that, and then we'll look at how to set up your rally card to get the most benefit and how to actually join quick and cross the map. Talk about monster march speed and things like that. Okay, and remember, this is for you as a rally joiner. You're just like, there's 6 dummy marches that are just going to go there to just feed you massive loot. Okay. All right, so popping inside at your rally spot. When you pop into here, if you have enough marches, like I have a 7th, you can dedicate that to just fast raining. Okay, you can come in here and we'll look at like a couple different generals. Okay, you could pick a subsidy general for the debuffs if that's what your team wants you to do. You can go with like a wall general. Okay, same thing. You can just go to like defense, and someone you got that's good, that's just for that specific purpose. Or you can use someone like Tachi. If you look at Tachi, let me just go into general so you can actually see him. Let's just go to someone that's like, we'll just say you're going to send, let's say you're sending like a ranged march, mostly layered, but let's say you're sending layered and a ranged march, okay? You want to pick someone who's neutral. Okay, if you look at Tachi, she's when leading the army, not to attack, just leading the army. So if it's when leading the army to attack and you're sending that general, when they're coming in, like, you're not really getting those benefits. It's useless. So make sure you're picking the right general, okay? Second, there was a question of, how can I raise my troops? Like, how can I just raise select troops that have been hit? It was going to take them forever to res them. You can. You go into your hospital or into your holy palace, okay? And in your hospital, when you go to heal troops, you just play with the sliders. And maybe I misunderstood you, but just in case that was what I understood, yes, you can just pick out certain stuff. Or let's say this was attached to a march. Like, you can just selectively click whatever is there and it's going to try to pick out what's attached to that march. So let's say this is like your rain march, and it's just top to bottom, right? And you throw it in someone and it gets blasted. You can just heal it real quick and send it right back, because it's only going to pick what's in there for that selected march. But like you were saying, could you just res certain things? Sure you can. Just slide the bars around until you get what you want. You can do that in the hospital. However, in the Holy Palace, no. You can see like what's in here, all this, right? And you can play with the bars, but it will not let you only res whatever you want. Like you could dismiss this stuff if you wanted, like, oh, I'm going to get rid of all these troops. I don't want them anymore. Beyond that, like, no, you're just going to come in here, and when it's full, you're going to blow it and it's going to recall them. In the backside with revive, if you have stuff in there, same thing. When your hospital's full, and the deserters, are on that side, unless you, like, they died, that you can bring back any troops. So if you're defending, and you can look at this real quick, if you're defending and you can get it high enough, there we go. So death in a troop soul rate when attacking. Okay, so if I'm attacking, I have 84.5% saving. They're not going to die. But the other, like, 15.5%, they can die. They're dead if I'm attacking, okay? And let's say they're high in troops, like, they're just gone. They're wiped out. But if you're defending, right, active when defending, I have a 109.5% chance for my troops to live. So as long as you took a hit, you're going to find all of your troops either in the hospital as deserters or in the backside of revived troop souls. So you want to get that as high as you can, as fast as you can, and just be aware, like when attacking, well, you're going to lose some troops, right? It just happens. Okay, so that helps there. Again, you cannot choose what you raise in Holy Palace, but you can choose what you raise in the hospital, and you can choose what you res with siege, when siege is... Well, anyways, if there was siege in here, you can pick which ones you want, right? Just like the hospital, okay? So let's go on to the next spot. All right. So these marches here are for you for attacking, reinforcing, whatever you're doing. These have nothing to do with your rally card or the marches you're joining auto with, like from the Evony rally card. That's a different set of marches, okay? So here's what we're going to do. These are left alone. But if you're joining by hand, like, it's going to try to pick those. But when you go into Alliance War, okay, and you go into auto join, and you've got a rally card, okay, it's going to ask you, do you want to join with one soldier, or do you want to select a preset? Okay, we're not going to join with one soldier because very rarely do they march out and die. It just doesn't work. So what you're losing from doing that is all of this, okay? If you come back here and you look at the generals, when you send them out, you're going to lose all the double drop, okay? And you're already spending money on stam and everything else. Like, you want to get out there, get back as fast as you can and join the next rally, or be fast in joining rallies. So some of the things you can do, there's different mixes and matches you can use. So like right here, like this is just some basic gear I throw on, so I get my march speed to monsters. So when you're in the rally, it's going to march out and it's going to use your rally setter speed. On the way back, though, it's going to use your own march speed. On the return, even though it says march speed to monsters, it's your speed even on the return to the keep, okay? So that does count. So if you can pump that up, that's great, right? March speed to monsters, march speed to monsters. If you can get just march speed, that helps you join the actual rally faster, crossing the map. Same thing, you can grab some courageous boots. So I've got a two-piece there for the 15%. I throw as much march speed as I can on to join the rally, and march speed to monsters for my return to join another rally to get back. Okay, and there's like the other ring I use. So it's got the march speed. It's got double drop up to 26%. You can get better rings, but I wanted the march speed. Okay, and I use, and the different combinations you can use too, but I use Nathaniel Green because he's cheap out of the tavern, and he reduces my stamina cost, okay? That's good for me. And then I run Babers with him, and different combos, but I pretty much run 6 and 6, so those... if you look at this for him, he's just a dummy joining, and his job is to give me more double drop, okay? So I've got the ring on the main, I've got the double drop here, I've got the extra double drop in my VIP level, so I'm trying to get as much double drop as I can because I want to get as much loot as I can, okay? I don't want to march out there and kill one soldier and be like, oh, I killed him, back for another march. Like, just work on your march speed. That's more important than work on your double drops, okay? And then inside there, as far as different generals you can choose, there's different people that for combos. Let's say like you don't have 6 Nathaniel Greens or 6 Babers. You can use, let's see, I think Ethelfled has, I think she has some double drop on her. Nope. Maybe, well, anyways, you want to book them to Monster March Speed. You want to book them, that shouldn't be March size, sometimes she's a main. And you want to book them with luck, okay, if they'll take it. Let's see, Theodora I think has 10%. So like, let's say you had a Theodora, okay, so she increases 10% double drop. Sometimes if you use someone like her, you can't book them. So that's why she's probably not booked, but I don't use her at all anymore. Let's see, if you're in a rally 2 and someone isn't fully monster debuffed to cap to 50%, if you want to help him out, you can send a Sonata, but only one's going to count anyways. But he reduces monster defense by 5%. And you want to just mostly focus again on speed out, speed back, and double drops, okay? So any combination you can find that does that for you, or stamina reduction, is going to be beneficial. So like Spartacus, he's got a 75% monster march speed, okay? So let's say like you're super slow and you're new and like you've got a Spartacus. Well, throw him on there, right? He's going to march out or back faster, and if you're running the rally or just on yourself, he'll go out faster, okay? So you got a lot of choices. You can use Spartacus for that. You can use Theodora for double drops. You can use, let's see, Babers for double drops. You can use Sonata for reduction, but don't let the setter worry about that. Like, you shouldn't be worrying about that as a small player, being like, I'm going to help and send a Sonata, and then someone else sends one, and like it only counts one of them anyway. They don't stack up. I think that's all I have. I do run 2 Caesars. One for when I'm setting and one for when I'm joining, because one set runs my bracers, and then one set runs my monster defense debuff, so I have a total of 50% debuff cap. But that's more for a setter. Like, don't worry about it. Trying to like help your setter out. I'm like, I'm gonna go make a Caesar, like that. Let them do that. Like, just focus on the dummies. Focus on the march speed and the double drops, okay? All right, so that's gonna be most important. Let's see. Oh, and Theodora is really good too. Let's like, you can come across Theodora in the what is it? I don't know, that weird event where like you can summon the monsters with the torches. You can get some fragments of her. She's a good one to get if you can't find someone in tavern. But you got all kinds of combos that you can put together. All right, so going back into actually setting up your card. So now you know why. Like, don't do the join one soldier, dude. Like, you're just fucking yourself. Like, it's stupid. Just work on the speed, okay? And there's all kinds of places you can work on it. When you go into your card too, let's say your rally setter sets all kinds of garbage or shit that you don't want to join. You have limited stamina. Just come in here and be like, you know what? This guy rallies a bunch of Serb 1s and 2s. I don't want to waste stamina on that. I don't want to hit big stuff. Plus, I'm slow marching. Then you can just uncheck some of this, okay? And now, like, that's all you're going to join is level 3, 4s, and 5s. And you can do that for everything across the board. That's why it's worth $10 for a card versus having to hand join. Now, when we go into a preset, okay, this is where we're going to see, like, I'm basically just running on this particular account just all Nate Greens and all Babers. And that wasn't the case before I came across all of them. You know, I ran a little bit of Theodora and different things. So just set them up. Get your best combo that works for you, but you want to make sure you're getting double loot and getting as many rallies as possible. And you want to be in a good placement from your setter so you can cross the map and get in that rally, shoot out, and come back.